Okay guys, hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Lizzie, and today I'm going to do a book haul. Doing this because I bought loads of books recently, and I know that something that people seem to be interested in. I'm going to show you what I bought recently. There's quite a few to get through. So yeah, the idea of this is just to give you sort of an idea of what I read and what I'm interested in, and if it's something that you're also interested in. I'm just going to apologise real quickly. I've got the boiler in my bedroom, so you may hear that. And also next door, that wall, are also doing some construction work, so you may hear some of that as well. Apologies. They started as soon as I was about to film, and I didn't want to stop that. I didn't want them to stop me from filming. So yeah, I will start and get on with it. So the first book I've bought is this Death Note, book one in the manga. I've watched the anime, really liked it. I bought this beautiful black edition. I thought if I'm going to buy it, I want to buy a really nice one. Also, apologies, my cat is at my feet where my light is, so if there's suddenly a shadow, it's because he's jumped over it or he's decided to sit on it. I wouldn't put it past him. So anyway, back to this. It's just, the manga, and I wanted to give it a go, something different. I've not done manga or graphic novels, and I wanted to give something else a try. So yeah, the black edition. I thought it was very pretty, so picked that up. There's volume 1 and 2. Sorry. Yeah. Next, American Gods by Neil Gaiman. This was one that I've been wanting to read for a while, but just haven't gotten around to it. It's a really lengthy one. At how many pages? Let's have a look. 629 pages, and then there is, oh no, there's more, sorry, 640 pages, and then there's exclusive materials and stuff, so it's probably around 700, 800 pages. But again, Neil Gaiman is an author I haven't read a lot of, but it is something I do want to read a lot more, and this was one of the ones that for sure I knew I had to pick up. People are raving about this. It's fantastic. It's very much, well, it's very much, the story. It's set in America, modern day, easy to have a grasp on. So yeah, another one I'm really excited to read. I don't know if I'm going to get around to this one because it is a hell of a book. And I like to finish a book before I start a new one. It's not unheard of that I read more than one book at a time. In fact, I'm doing it right now. But I don't think I'm going to finish one of the books I'm reading. But I'll talk about that in another video. The next book I bought is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I've not read this one, but I know a lot of booktubers really like this. I saw it at a good price. I accidentally bought 2 copies, so I sent one to my mum. Hopefully she'll like it. But I've heard a lot about it from booktubers and reviews on Goodreads, which I've linked my Goodreads if you want to check me out there. But yeah, Nevernight is another one that I'm quite excited to read. Yeah. Next one is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. Again, I've heard a lot about this. A lot of booktubers read this and have said it's a very good book. Obviously, I've only bought the first one of the series, and I haven't bought Wicker King or The Queen of Nothing yet because I don't know if I'm going to like it. So I want to give The Cruel Prince a chance first, and then look at buying the other 2 in the series. But I'm very excited to read this one as well. Next was, I bought Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I don't know where I went wrong, and if I am wrong, then please tell me. But I thought this was the first book in the series, but it's not. It's the second. You've got to read Assassin's Blade beforehand. I just assumed, this being the Throne of Glass series, that the first book was called Throne of Glass. So I picked this one up, not realising that there was a book before it, so I do feel a bit stupid. But yeah, that's what happens. It might not even be called the Throne of Glass series. It might be a completely different series name, but that's what I've always heard it referred to. So I assume this would be the first one. But yeah, again, once I've read Assassin's Blade, which I'm going to get my hands on soon, I'll be very excited to read this. I was really excited to read this, and then I realised I should have got the book beforehand. If I am wrong, please tell me in the comments below. Thanks. Next up is, but I'll just show you both, is Cinder and Cress. I should probably do it that way. Cinder and Cress. So Cinder, I believe, is the first book of the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I wanted to pick this up because I love fairy tales and I love retellings. And I also want to get a bit more science fiction-y mixed in with my fantasy novels, because that's what I mainly read. So I picked this one up thinking it would be extremely interesting. And I also bought Cress, being the second of the series. So I believe Cinder is Cinderella and Cress is Rapunzel. And I'm just very curious to see what these novels are about. Again, I'm not really sure when I'm getting around to reading them, because I've got an awful lot of books on my shelves I haven't read. This is only one of my bookcases behind me. I've got another two downstairs in the living room. But yeah, these two are on my TBRs. Next up is another duology. I don't know if there's going to be any more. There probably will be. People will tell me. But the Carry On by Rainbow Rowell and Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. So the funny thing about this is I bought these two at the same time. I've heard so much about these two books, sort of like a Harry Potter type book. And yeah, one of them's paperback, this one's a hardback. And I wish they were both hardback, because Wayward Son is one of the prettiest hardbacks I think I've owned ever. I mean, just look at that cover. Like, how beautiful is it? Like, without the dust jacket. The dust jacket's amazing. Like, incredible. Very colourful, which is great. But yeah, I'm very excited to read both of these. And again, they're on my TBR. Next up is another incredibly beautiful book. This copy of The Night Circus. It's got sprayed edges, light blue. It's just stunning. I've heard, again, a lot about this book by some of my favourite booktubers who absolutely love this story. And it's something I know I'll love. But yeah, this is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And I've not read her before. I've not heard of the style of sea, but I'm sure it's very good. So yeah, I'm just look at this book. It's just stunning, and it's hardback, and yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. The next one is an interesting one. I saw a girl on Facebook who was selling these, but I'd just bought of her the Percy Jackson series, which is there behind my Harry Potter thing, from her, and I'd already bought that from her, and I felt a bit silly asking if I could have the series, which is still on sale, so I may end up picking the whole series up from her. But I bought the first book called Splintered, who's by A.G. Howard, which I believe is a retelling of Alice in Wonderland, I think. Yeah. And it just, look how beautiful that cover is. Again, I know a cover doesn't make a book, but I'm happy to have one like this on my shelves. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people really like it, some people hate it. I'm sure I'll make my own decision when I read it, but I just think it's a very pretty book, and I love Alice in Wonderland. It's one of my favourites. As you can see, I've got the tea party up there, and I've got a Lewis Carroll mug just there, which is literally a Lewis Carroll mug. Not going to focus on it, is it? But yeah, it's a Lewis Carroll mug. It's very pretty. My landlady actually bought it for me. So yeah, that's going to go back on there. Yeah, so this is Splintered, and I'll be very interested to read it. Yeah. Next up It's a book that I'm currently reading, getting through, is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. This is my first Neil Gaiman book I've read. I've read Terry Pratchett before. I've read some of his Discworld series, and I loved it. And this, I'm on page 234, and I absolutely love it. It's a 405-page book. I think this edition is amazing, and yeah, I've watched the TV show. I did watch it before I read the book. I loved it, and the book is probably better, but it follows the same sort of line. So yeah, I absolutely love it. It's so funny, and I've laughed a lot of times out loud reading this. So yeah, I am currently reading this. I will post my review on Goodreads. So yeah, again, check me out. Okay, now we're getting to the last few books. I've bought box sets of both of these. I'll go through the first one. So the first set is the Shatter Me series by Tahereh Mafi. Tahara? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. But yeah, so I've read Shatter Me. It was okay. I couldn't say that it was my favourite thing I've ever read. But it is interesting. Different take on dystopia. And yeah, wouldn't say I liked it, wouldn't say I hated it. A bit indifferent, really. But the other three in this box set, I believe there's another one other than Restore Me, but I'm not 100% sure. I think there's a few more, because obviously the book covers change with the eye, but that's something I love. But yeah, I will get to the others soon, but there's just things on my TBR that I'm more interested in reading. But yeah, so I bought those. The last set I sort of bought because I'm curious to see what all the fuss is about. It's a series that people have been talking about for a while. It's not new. I know the newest book has just come out, I believe, but I've only got 3 books in the series. I believe there's 6, maybe 5 or 6. But I've only got the first 3, and that's Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by H.G. Riggs. Is that right? I think it's H.G. I'm not sure. Ransom, sorry, by Ransom Riggs. God. But yeah, I've read Miss Peregrine's, that one, and I really, really did like that. It was really interesting. Had things in there, a bit of fantasy, a bit of magical realism. Set in Wales, which is always good. My dad's from Wales, and it's just, it sort of had a power to it with the images that were included that I absolutely loved. So yeah, those are 3 books as well. I've still got the Hollow City and Library of Souls to read, and then I might pick up the other 2 or 3 that are out. It might be 3. I can't remember. I can't remember if there's 6 or 5 books, but either way, I'll probably end up getting those as well. But yeah, that is all the books I have to haul. Well, sorry, to haul for you today. I have got an awful lot of books on my bookshelves again I haven't read, and I do need to get on that. But for now, I think that's all I've got to show you. If you do want any bookshelf tours or anything, just ask. I've got a lot downstairs, which are probably my more interesting books. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. See you next time. Bye.